and welcome to the Curious Artist. Yes, I'm your Curious Artist. My name is Agnes, and this is my YouTube channel. I am very happy to be here today recording this for you guys, and I'm happy uh, for the people that watch my video. I'm very thankful and grateful for that. And I'm very glad because today I get to do something out of one of my favorite uh, watercolor activities that later I turn into acrylics. Not every one of them, but most of them I have. And in my previous videos, when I finished that, while I was recording the Sky series, I mentioned that I was going to do a small tribute to Lady Maggie Smith from Professor McGonagal from the Harry Potter movies. I've been a big fan of the Harry Potter movies. I can honestly tell you without lying and without exaggerating, to be honest, that just about every weekend I can turn on the movies and just let them play. It takes 2 days for the movies for me to be able to watch every single movie. Sometimes I will have it on silent and just watch because I know the words to the movies. I've actually got the books, and today we're gonna do a little tribute, like I said, but it's actually a watercolor painting from a book that got me back into painting and actually got me really started into taking watercolor a little bit more serious. I've always been terrified of watercolor painting because I didn't understand anything about it. But now that I know just enough to get me going and call myself an amateur painter, um, I truly enjoy it. And I'm going to share this with you. And just to let you know in advance, I'm not sponsored by anything that I'm going to show in my video today. No brands, no pencils, no markers, not the books either or the Harry Potter branch. Um, but I'm going to show you what happened to me. Not show you what happened to me, but let you know what happened to me and how I got into it. And to get started, I am going to switch cameras so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Just 1 second, please. All right, you guys, I'm back. This right here is the book that made me become a little bit more serious about watercolor painting. This book has its own story. This book is that made me start the madness of my super palette. I'm gonna call it a super palette because it's got every possible. I got 40, 43, 44 pans between the three, and you guys have seen these if you've seen my channel before, and I'll show you guys this in a second. And the reason why that happened is, or how it happened, is this way. I had surgery a couple of years back, and I have always been kind of busy doing one thing or another. I tend to get bored extremely easy. And when I had surgery, of course, I had my 6 weeks of recovery. And for this, I thought I was prepared. I had every possible app, streaming channel. I had books, crossword puzzles, my tablet, my phone. And believe it or not, I got bored. It was not enough. My brain felt like it was melting away because I was sitting around so long. And of course, I would get tired, fall asleep. And my significant other is the one that helped me with my recovery. I stayed at his place. And I told him, I'll be fine, don't worry. Because he was working from home while I was recovering there. And I was okay probably about 2-3 days before I started getting antsy. and it started, I guess, disturbing the peace a little bit in his apartment. And he says, "You know what, hun? You haven't painted or colored or drawn anything," and I don't remember the exact words anymore, but it was something to the sense of that. "In so long, why don't you go to the store and get you some stuff, some supplies?" Of course, I got giddy immediately, but I'm like, I really can't go by myself, obviously, because I was taking medication. And he's like, "But you gotta walk anyway, so I'll take you later on." I believe he actually got off work early to take me to the big store Michael's, which I'm not sponsored by the way. And he walked around with me. And he looked around, he helped me out. He, of course, now watches Harry Potter with me a lot. And he asks questions about it, or he tells me about it because he researches it himself. Um, he spotted this book. And I fell head over heels for this book. It intimidated me because I told myself, I don't know, I don't paint with watercolors, I don't really know how. But this wonderful book, it's not a coloring book, okay? It's got pieces or sketches of parts of the films, the movies. And of course, Harry Potter Watercolor Magic has got 32 step-by-step enchanting projects, which are the sketches. And they are awesome. And the reason why I ended up with my super palette right here, and the third one, the third one is due to, look how beautiful this is. These are the sketches, by the way, due to this. Okay? It tells you what colors you need for this book, the entire book. And I, not being very familiar with watercolors, and of course the brand, because it requires you to have Cotton, Winsor Newton. Okay, well, the name is on here. Cotman Winsor Newton paints, watercolors, okay? And I thought that each and every color was a different tube of paint, not realizing that the light pink could be done from pink or a mixture of different ones. I was looking for a tube of light emerald. And I went a little crazy trying to find. It took me months to get every color because I was on a hunt for each and every shade. Okay. And then, of course, the paint brushes. It also tells you what brushes you will need from the Newton Cotman brand, Winsor and Newton Cotman brand paints. Okay, and tells you what sizes and everything. It also tells you need a black and a white gel paint, which you do. I've used it several times, and this was the very first one. You guys have seen this in my videos in the background. This was the very first one I did while I was recovering from my surgery. After I began working with this book, I was quiet for hours on end, to the point where my boyfriend had to remind me to eat. I would only stop to eat and sleep. And it tells you, like the book says, step by step. Right here, what brush, how to apply water, how to apply the color, what step is next, and of course, each instruction goes with each drawing. And I have done several of these. I've done this. This is also on my wall in acrylic. The painting of this right here, of the sorting hat, I actually did it. I did not do it in acrylic because I did it on a board canvas with watercolor pencils. And that's what's behind me. That's what you always see in my intro when I show my face. So this is it. And I'm not going to go through every page, but I wanted to share this with you. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by anyone, but it has really wonderful. And right now, all you see is these. You go back here. Okay. See, there's more. There's plenty of the images are awesome. In the back, you have the sketches for each and every one of them. And they are on really nice, good, I will say reputable watercolor paper. I don't know what watercolor paper it is. Maybe I've not done the homework. I'm not going to lie to you. But it sustains water really well. I've done them on here before, realizing that I really like doing these in more than one way, and I should not have done it on here. So I learned to make a copy, blow it up if I need to, or just make a copy and trace it on my watercolor paper from a block or whatever color paper I'm using. And I started out with this one. Oh, look at my Dobby. My Dobby didn't turn out too cute. Nothing compared to what it's supposed to look like. I just seen him. Where did he go? There he is. See how wonderful and cute he looks right there? Well, this is the copy. I used the actual sketch for the book. And that's what he looks like. I kind of went overboard with the face. He looks a little too happy. I'm not going to say what he looks like to me. Because it would be a bit rude and mean. But at least I made the photocopy, and I can actually put it on give it another try with regular watercolor paper. So this is the drawing that taught me to make a copy first, and then that way I can actually do more things with them. And I like to put little backgrounds on all the paintings because it only comes with a sketch, and you do, I guess, whatever you want with it. So in comparison to what, I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like in comparison to what I've done. Let me find Dobby back here. I got to find him. I don't know what page he is on. Let's see. Obviously, I've gotten a little carried away here. Let's see. Oh, they're further in the front. Okay. Dobby, page 35. Let's see here. You get to see lots of stuff. That's what Dobby is supposed to look like. That's what mine looks like. Okay. I like them both. I think mine's it's got a little bit more character, but we all know what Dobby, if you're a Harry Potter fan, you know what Dobby looks like. So we're going I'm put this aside here, and it goes back here. And I've taken every sketch apart because it's just easier, and to take the page out to make a photocopy of it. And see, look, every sketch is in there. Now, this, like I said, is how I got started. And I couldn't stop. I mean, the whole time I was recovering up until reality hit that I had to go back to work, I was producing painting after painting after painting. And not just a watercolor, but also acrylics. I started shopping a lot. I became a little obsessed with paintbrushes and colors to add to my super palette. And earlier this year, the beginning of the year, I was again, actually, I was on Amazon. I found this one, the Harry Potter watercolor Flora and Fauna. But this is from the Fantastic Beasts. So, of course, I had to have it. And this one has the creatures. You know, we got Duro, we got Pixie, Pickney Puff, Hedwig, the Bow Trickles, and the Pixies. Same thing, same exact thing. And I got it discounted as well because it was ripped. So I paid maybe like 20-30% less than what the cost of the book is. They're not expensive. And you can get a lot of joy out of these books because, like I said, you can make photocopies and reproduce them, or make several copies and have your children, grandchildren, do their own version and see how it turns out and everything. You never know. Let's see. The author of this, his name is, I can't pronounce his name, and I'm assuming it's French. Tous Alsamir Ador. And, he was born in Urdu in northern Turkey. I did not know that. And I don't know, I guess I was going to make notes. Same story. The difficulty level on these are a bit higher compared to the other book, because immediately goes just the very first one, the owl, then immediately goes to level 2, and everything else is difficulty level 3. There's little lightning strikes on there. I'll tell you what level the paintings are. But if you really just follow the instructions step by step, even if it don't come out perfect, if you make a photocopy of it to trace instead of doing it from the actual sketch in the book, you'll be able to redo it or try again. And if you notice that, okay, this is where I made a mistake and I can fix it. In this one as well, all the illustrations are awesome. Look at this. I just dropped that. No, that piece of paper. I don't know why it's in there, but you see this? These are another Dobby. And it goes for, I've actually done this one. I didn't like that it came out, and I also used the sketch, which is what I'm saying, made a mistake. I used the sketch that was in the book, and I really regret it because I want to try out some other things. I might even make a photocopy of this and blow it up. Maybe. But it comes with, it explains to you part of the movie this was presented in and everything, with a quote in there. A threshold. I've done the dragon as well. It didn't turn out as great as it was. This one is actually pretty hard for me because controlling the watercolor around this area, not the wings, but around the head, is hard, especially with all the horns and everything that it has. And of course, I used the sketch and I messed that up. So here we go. There's Dougal. Anyways, I'm not going to go through every single one of them. Like I said, what is this? What's going on here? It's a little bit off. Anyhow. Okay, so for this one, today's video, I should say, is going to be Professor McGonagal as a cat. Okay. And it takes, let's see, 9 steps to get Professor McGonagal looking like that. Alright, and for this one, it tells you what colors to use, the size of the brushes, and which gel pen to use, which for this one it appears that it is both of them, the white and the black needs to be used. And of course, you don't have to do it exactly like it says if you're better than me in watercoloring. But I am going to attempt to do this today. And the sketch is back here. I already had it ready for you guys. That is the sketch. Let me remove that. And isn't she beautiful? She is beautiful. So I've already actually made a photocopy of this, so I won't ruin the sketch. Let's put that back on there. Close up this beautiful book. And like I said, I found this. You can buy both books, I know, in Amazon. But the first book I bought at Michael's. Well, I didn't buy it. My boyfriend bought it for me. Feeling sorry for him. But he had peace after he bought it. I was really quiet for a long, long time. I think that kind of scared him that I was quiet. I'm usually not. So, As you can see, there's many beautiful pages, different things, and you can do the backgrounds however it is that you want to do them. You'll have freedom to do it, like I did in my I did the car in the Whomping Willow, and in the background I put the castle, how it would look like in my mind, anyhow. And I just don't like paintings without a background. Each one of my paintings have some kind of a background or light effect, or something like that. Like the dark mark has clouds, behind it and everything. So I'm gonna put this aside and show you what the process is. There we go. So this is the photocopy. I used one of my micron markers to just kind of make it darker, so it will show up better on the copier. And then I blew it up at 130% to fit better. And I keep this one, obviously, because this is the actual size in the book. That way I don't have to take out the sketch. The sketches are very light, marked very light. And then I blew it up so it could fit on the paper. This, what you're seeing right now, is the actual copy paper that I blew it up on. And this is my process. I use one of these lighting boards. I think I did. Yes, I did. I did plug it up. And this has become one of my favorite items. You know what? That's not the right charger. Give me a short second now. I'll get the right charger out. Alright, you guys, I'm back. Found the right cord. Of course, it was where it was supposed to be, which is in the sketching. Which side is it go on? Here. And I have it the right way. I can barely see. Put your glasses on, woman. I will. Alright, so this is what I use, and I purchased this, I believe, also either Amazon or Temu. You can see the ring light right there. And for very little. They no more than $10, I think, $10. And it works perfectly fine. I think you can also dim the light on it. Yeah, you can dim the light to whatever you like. I like mine to be a bit brighter, so I wear glasses and it's necessary. Now, since I have the drawing taped to my paper, I'm able to actually not tape, actually don't have to tape the paper to the light, because, let me turn this off while we're talking. I can never figure out this light thing. Here we go. But because I have it taped to the back here, I don't have to tape it to the board, which I think it's easier that way. So I can turn the page as I need to, and I'll have to move this whole thing. I've done that a lot sometimes. Sometimes it's just easier to just tape it to the back. I may have to change the tape because the tape is old. And it's just gouache tape I bought for like 10 cents. And I'm just going to change probably the tape and fixate it on there. So let's get started. This I am going to time lapse and make it fast so y'all don't have to sit here and watch me do it step by step in real time. Okay. All right, you guys. Here you have it. Um, Traced. That way, y'all know that I'm not plagiarizing anything. I'm letting everyone know this is a trace from one of my Harry Potter watercolor books. Um, the next step is going to be to use every step by step that's in the book. And for that, I'm probably going to do a few other things before I get this started. I have to get things organized and prepared for it. But for this, I'm going to, this is New York Central, my New York Central watercolor paper. They're from the art supply, and it's 100% cotton watercolor block paper. I took it out, put it on here. I'm probably going to tape this to a board just to make it a little bit easy for me to work with it. All right, you guys. Um, so in here it says a number says it says a number 4 round, which it is this one. And these are all from the Winsor and Newton Cotman series, which it tells you which brushes to buy. I'm assuming you can use any brush, but I was obsessed with doing things the way that the book says that I ended up buying the brushes as well. It took me a minute because I don't have the money to be spending like that. So number 4 round, and number 2, oh, this is the number 4, sorry. Number 4 round, a number 2 round. I'm putting them over here because I'm trying to look at them with my glasses on. A number 1, and let's see, now it says I need a number 6 flat, 6 millimeter flat brush, and also a number 3 millimeter. So we got that there. Or it says a size 3 brush, but it doesn't tell you if it's a round, a flat, filbert. It doesn't tell you, just a size 3. So I already have a 3 millimeter flat. So let's see if that works out. And it also says that we will be using a white and a black gel pen. I didn't bring them out because I just got some kind of generic black and white gel pens. And for the white, it is possible that I'll use maybe some gouache. I'm not sure, depending on how much detail it actually requires. So I'm going to go ahead, put my toys away, or put some of these things away and set it up. And I'll be right back. All right, you guys, we are back, or I am back. Um, it's actually been a couple of days since I did the sketch. I ended up doing a little background for it, but I did not record it. It was not an accident that I didn't record it. It was just a bit too late, and I wanted to get this part done and dried before I actually started painting. So this this comes with a lot of instructions and drawing times and everything, from the book. So there's gonna be some times where I'm either gonna cut out for a little bit while it dries, or I might just fast forward, time lapse it so you guys won't have to sit here and watch paint dry. A thing that I've decided to do is, yes, I'm using the colors from the Super Palette, which is the light sienna, yellow ochre, light alizarin crimson, sap green, burnt umber, ivory black, light red, and indigo blue. I am going to use them, but I decided to take the pans out and just put them in another empty pan that I have. And here they are. I have already sprayed them to activate them. And I'm going to put that probably right there. I don't know, maybe right here. This board is a little bit big. I couldn't find my smaller board. So I'm going to have to sacrifice a little bit of space here. I also zoomed my camera in a bit. Oh, there we go. It does fit. I'm going to zoom my camera in a bit. I did, sorry, already. And, oh, by the way, I fastened the pans with these magnets. They're pretty strong oh, sorry, you guys. I'm out of frame. I fastened the pans. You see that? These here are magnets. They're pretty strong and they're really great for when you want to just use a few pans and you place them and they won't move. I really love that thing to do that. Like I said, a lot of instructions, so let's get started. It says here, and I'm going to actually try to figure out how to put the picture that corresponds with each instruction throughout the video. With the size 4 round brush, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Round brush. Apply light raw sienna to most of the cat's entire body, leaving some outer areas white to reflect light source. Use the same color to paint the pages of the books next to the cat. Instructions number 2. I can't get it in the frame. There we go. Number 2. When the first layer is dry, use a size number 2 brush, which is that one. And I'm going to put it right there so I don't look for it. Apply yellow ochre to the left side. As the cat's base is drying, let's see. Leave the right side alone for now. Okay, so that's what we gotta do. So we're just gonna wait for it to dry. I'm gonna use my hair dryer, so I might fast forward this part. So now we're going into the yellow ochre, as it says, to apply yellow ochre to the left side of the cat. And I'll show you the picture here on the screen. As its base color, I've got it. Leaving the right side alone, as well as the lighter edge along the left side of the cat. Leave colors. This color should appear only on the left and middle part of the cat. And this is step number 2. Now, using the size number 1 brush, size number 1 brush right here, fill in the cat's inner ears and nose with alizarin crimson. Oyster and crimson, and then paint her eyes light sap green. Okay, first the ears, because we gotta get the ears done. Very light, it says, okay? There it is. It's very, very light color. I know it looks darker on your screen, but once it goes on paper, remember it dries dark. By now, alright, that's what it's supposed to look like, I guess. Alright. And I'm going to show you these steps, like I said, on the screen, if I haven't already. Alright, let's do that. I'm going to put in detail a little bit when I get finished with either the gel pen or some gouache. Alright, now it says, this is number 3 still, it's in the same number. Oh, inner ears and nose. The nose, I forgot about the nose. Alright, the nose. Down there, okay. There we go. The nose is red too, that's done. And paint her eyes with light sap green. Try avoiding filling in the eyes entirely to include a variety of green shades, making it more realistic. Okay, so what we should do to make that happen, I think we should use a very light color first of the sap green. I love sap green, it's beautiful. The green is done. Step number 4. With a brush size number 2, brush size number 2, round, brush number 2 round, brush to apply burnt umber, casting the necessary shadows on the cat's body. First, start by applying the color to the larger areas such as the cat's stomach and on the inner sides of its legs. Then take your size 1 brush and apply detailed shadows around the face. So this is 4. Alright, so now we're going to go to burnt umber. Okay, now it is time for step number 6 and 7. These two are on, these two instructions are on the same image as well, as you will see above on the on your left top corner. Sorry. Now the instructions on this one says to use your number 2 brush. And I've got that right here. No, that's not it. This is it. This is number 2. No, yeah, it is. Sorry. With size number 2 brush and begin painting the cat stripes. The cat stripes are mostly 80% water. See, I said the instructions right there. 80% water using this half transparent black. Paint the black marks on the cat's back. Because the more light on its back, it should be slightly lighter than other parts. Alright, so let's mix a little bit of black. Okay, and now that I've done those on the back, not perfectly, which I am okay with it, then use pure black to place the other marks on the cat, which appears much darker, such as in the cat's stomach, inner legs, neck, and face. Alright, and on the face also need to fill in the darker areas in the eye as well. So this is a darker wash, obviously. This is pure black. So I'm assuming it wants us to go back and forth directly. Oh, I got a little fuzzy on my brush. I don't know what's going on there. Might be a problem. Hopefully not. So it's talking about the inside. And on this side, I am going to start on my left side because I am right-handed. So I just want to make sure that I do not smudge my paper. So there we go. That's going to be awesome. And all of this is actually black down here. I am going to, like I said, I'm gonna time lapse this as well, so you don't have to sit here and watch me paint stripes. Okay. All right. We've finished up 6 and 7. I took some liberties on it. You know, it's my painting. So, but I followed the steps mostly. Step number 8. Um, it states, while the cat is drying, paint the books with light red and indigo. I recommend diluting these colors with water so the image doesn't appear too saturated. So what it wants us to do is make a very washed down um, wash, and then we get darker as we need to, which makes, to me, it makes sense. So let's make some of this red. I'm gonna do it. Let me flip it around so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna use this right here, and I won't need a lot of color, a lot of mix, but it's gonna end up being a lot of mix for what it is, because it's such a small area to paint. So make it very, very, very light right here. That should be that should be good. And then indigo blue. See, it's just a lot. There we go. Very. And then I'll add more as I get more detailed in it. Now we are done that. And step number 9, it says finally use your white and black gel pens to add any remaining details. Pay close attention to the dark border around the cat's eyes. Alright, so this is all about detail. And I think I'll take my liberties here with my gel pen. I'm gonna not follow step by step. Well, there's no more steps actually. So I'm gonna put a little bit. I can't get this to work. Alright, let's get the paper. My gel pen's acting up. I'm gonna have to use the gouache. So, if you guys excuse me, I'm gonna get my gouache and put a little dab in my palette. There we go. Because it does not want to act right. And so let's get the gouache. Just a tip it. Here we go. I think. And now I'm just gonna do the table. I'm done. Just give me 1 second. And we know the table is also gray, but it's just too much gray. But I can't use brown either. So I am going to use a mixture of, let's see, I want this brush. Let's see, I'm going to mix, I'm just gonna do the same as I did up there. On the top, and right here I'm only using dirty water, by the way. And I'm not going to do nothing other than that. Yes, and it helps a lot. Alright, I think that should help with the ears, because to me the ears are just ish. And now I need to define the eye a little bit because it's got a little bit of gouache in it. And now that it's dry, I can actually lean on it. There we go. And let's do a side-by-side comparison, which I know is not going to be the exact thing, but this is how I did it. I set up my book, and Professor McGonagal on here's a little bit darker, you can tell, but I like my version as well, really do. This side could be darker, but that's not important. That was not part of the painting. So let me go ahead now. I'm going to close the book and take the border off quickly. Okay. And which side do we start? I believe it is this side. Alright, let's take it off. I'm going to take this opportunity to ask you, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, like, and share. And maybe you can wake up somebody else's curiosity, just like yours. That's the only reason why you're on my channel. You were curious about what was going on. I will greatly appreciate it. It would help grow my channel and helps me be able to put out more videos. There we go. Oh, that looks actually very nice. And we are going to now this is the name of it is McGonagal as a cat. And I'm actually going to put that up here where it's lighter so you can actually see it. Go as a cat from Harry Potter Watercolor Magic, from the Harry Potter Watercolor Magic. Now here I will sign it. Today is October 26th of 2024. Now, rest in peace, Lady Maggie Smith. Let's close this up and put it away. Once again, This is the book I used. You can find it on Amazon. I did find it on, I got it discounted because it was ripped for a much, much lower price. But this is the end result. I really enjoyed doing this and sharing it with you guys. Thank you for being here and supporting me in my journey. Have a wonderful day. Stay curious. Bye-bye.